Hey there team, so this is a little free-for-all I just got finished up with about 10 minutes ago. I'm playing as Umbar, but I've got a pretty strange army, which I'll run through. This is my first free-for-all in the new patch, well, new version really. And it's not my first time playing as Umbar though, but it's got the rules set to specials. Because I wanted to try out some, well not so much try out, I wanted to use some of the old Corsair units. So this is certainly not, it's, well, not as balanced as the game often is, but yeah, I just wanted to try and have an entirely Corsair army, really. I've got these Corsair infantry. Everything that can receive an armor upgrade has. Well, it's easier for me to point out the units that haven't received it. So I've got 2 units of Corsair infantry, and then 2 units of Corsair archers. Yeah, yes, no, on the flanks here. Yes, so Corsair infantry, Corsair archers, all with armor upgrades, of course. 2 units of Corsair crossbows, no armor upgrades for them, they can't receive it. 2 units of standard Corsairs in behind them, again with an armor upgrade. And then 4 of these Corsair pikes, all, again, armor upgrades. Then the Corsair savages, which really is the bulk of my army. I've got 6 of them altogether. And they've all got an armor upgrade as well. Lastly, 2 units of Corsair fencers. They cannot receive one. So no cavalry in this force, and not really, well, of course with the exception of my pikes, I don't actually have that much to counter cav. Crossbows can be very damaging to cavalry, but it's not going to stop a charge, it's just going to really punish somebody for trying one. And the same with the Corsair fencers, their javelins can hurt somebody very badly. But just because I'm going to miss it later on in the fight, you can see it much better when they stand up. I really love, I've never really looked at the models properly, but I absolutely love their swords. Just the hilts on those swords are absolutely beautiful. We've got over here Canned, which I'll probably just go up to normal speed. So Canned over there, Isengard, and then Mirkwood.
You were kicked from
so
the server.
I knew, well that's unfortunate, but that was me. So we've got, that shocked my system for a second. Yeah, I knew that Mirkwood can most certainly outrange me, even with the amount of focus that I've gone into range. Originally, I actually had another unit of Corsair infantry, but I thought I'd get rid of him in exchange for another unit of just standard Corsairs, and then just a lot of upgrades. So we'll start up here at Cannes. Is who I will be facing off against. He's got this nice hilltop, probably, yeah, 0.5 will do me alright. He's got a nice hilltop, he's had to deploy all in this nice compact formation in order to use the space properly and make sure he doesn't have half his army sitting down below and then half up top. So we'll look at it properly when he starts to spread out, and that's, oh yeah, that's Master Guy. Then over here, we've got Isengard, played by Beowulf. I'll run through his army right now. Some Isengard archers, some crossbows, some Naz-High, Warg skirmishers, the Guards of Orthanc. That's where he's got his general, I think. Yes. Then the Uruk-hai infantry, another 2 units of them there as well. Pikes, some more pikes, and some more pikes. No, and then there are some Snaga and a ballista. So certainly not a sprawling army from Isengard. This was standard funds, and it's large unit sizes. Then over here, Mirkwood, played by Boyd, and we've got the Heriek on this side too, and then some spears of Emendur, and then Ents, and that's obviously his entire army. But no, I think he's, well, we'll have to. I didn't face off against him very much, so it was actually my original idea. As you can see, I am coming toward him. I don't know why, I just felt he was in the best position of the game, you know, and he was an elf player, a Mirkwood player, in a defensive position, so I felt I would like to move over and threaten him together, but then I saw just how aggressively Beowulf is coming for him with these Uruk-hai. Nice, yeah, a bit more spread for the Canned here. So we've got some Nomadic Axemen, Nurad Footmen, Nurad Windblades, Nurad Retainers, some Brotherhood of the Axe, of course the Storm Guard there, and I'm not picking them up, there you go, Nomadic Raiders. There are lots of men hiding in amongst this force to Definitely some more, a lot more nomadic raiders. But we'll try and call them out when we see them. So I've got nothing to contest the Cav game, and I'm sort of facing off against a Cav tier. But I'm pretty sure at this point that I can outshoot just with the amount of archers I have. I don't really have quality, but I've got numbers, and I can hopefully make him come down and fight me in the open field. The open field does benefit him with his Cav, but the open field definitely does benefit my numbers as well. I can swarm around it with my Corsair, Corsair Savages, yeah, a lot better than I can just storming up like that. So even though I'm just edging toward him, but we've really gone, well, Boyd and Baywin have not held up for us, which is always a dangerous thing to do on a free-for-all. You know, you never really want to be the first person fighting. So Merc will just come in. They've definitely taken some bad losses there. Probably from Snaga? No, might be crossbows, yeah. That's a good shot from those crossbows. Yeah, so a lot of, as we can see, a lot of these Hiri Lang, Hiri Arth, yeah, mixing it up. These pikes really need to sort of get down into position if they're going to hold this elven infantry back, but crossbows are just in lovely spots. The Ents running forward, Hiri Ping picking away at them, but I'm sure the Hiri Ping would much rather fire into this blob. But he's got to counter those. He's got to counter the crossbows somehow. Bows and more bows, so they can be hurt by, well, definitely hurt by the crossbows, but also by the wargs. Oh, speaking of that though, I think the wargs were preemptively destroyed by these bows. They went out real fast. The ballista is in position, and that ballista is going to wipe out some Ents. I will be looking back, but briefly. Oh no, there is a lot of Cav game going on here. Yes, dang, I unfortunately missed a fair bit of it. He pulled off some beautiful charges against my Corsair Savages. I'm trying to sort of chase him around with the pikes. Here, I was a lot better off, and that was of course up against the retainers, Nerad retainers, but Corsair Savages having to run forward, taking a lot of archer fire to do it. But oh yeah, I've pointed that out before, but I do like that all the Corsair units get different officers than sort of the stereotypic Umbar forces, so it's nice. Still a lot of retainers left. They did actually go routing, but they're back now. I've actually got the fencers turned off fire at will, but yeah, maybe it is a bit of a waste for them to fire off on the retainers. The Cataphracts and the Brotherhood off the Lance, though, are the main things I'm worried about. These Nerad Windblades, not really too concerned. You know, they can definitely hurt me, but not too badly. And I think it's just a lot of Corsair units kind of cause a bit of fear, and it's just sheer numbers that I've got around here that is forcing them to retreat so quickly. Brotherhood off the Lance again, really messing my boys up, but just having to rout away. But it's annoying, I don't want them to rout, I want them to get trapped. And when they do rout, that's pretty lucky for that guy. Well, for me to kill him. But we'll try and focus back on where things are a bit more intense. You can see the Ents are gone. Damn, sorry I missed that. Yeah, that was a good use of that ballista. Well, it was a good use of the ballista to carve down his forces. But losing those Ents is a terrible shame. There's still one fighting. And but it's already quite bloodied. Don't know how much longer it's going to be lasting. Those Ents were really something he needed. So he does have some of his spear cav. I think that's actually the general bodyguard level. It is, yeah. So they will rip you. The Nas High will hurt them bad, but if this was flatter ground, then just coming in for a quick. The pikes are probably a bit more frightening, but say hitting over here would be great. I think he's accidentally moved those ballista, that ballista a little bit too far forward, because yeah, they bumped into this infantry force. Might have been targeting something, I don't know, no. I think it was probably just a misclick. Looks like that. Back over toward me. I think that is, yeah, it was very chaotic. It was quite hard to follow, but generally, you can see how much damage I have taken from these cav charges, but I would probably, it does take a lot of micro, but I do think it's better to hold your cav back until your main forces start to move forward. Because I was able to fully focus on them. He's still got 18 of those Brotherhood of the Lance and 13 retainers, and he does have some cataphracts hidden away too, doesn't he? Yes, 6 more cataphracts. So, as I say, Lancers and the cataphracts are my fear. Get my archers up. They're not firing upon these guys, but they are firing upon these, and so I've got them spread out. Corsair infantry, especially with the armor upgrade, they can take a bit of a pounding. But I was kind of surprised at how few of these nomadic raiders I was taking out. I know I've got very weak arrow damage, but I guess this is just really one of the big changes between 0.96 and 7. Just you really are seeing how more horde level archers are just not racking up the same kills that they used to, even against other horde level archers. So elves are coming back. Well, I don't think these guys really left. They've just got a lot of staying power. Ah, that's nice. Yeah, that'll break them. Can't get too close to those pikes though. But yeah, this hilly terrain is just going to be blocking their charges a lot. Yeah, you can't really see percentages and stuff in a free-for-all, but it's much more difficult to get a hold of it. I think he's had to move his archers on in. Mirkwood archers are going to be pretty damn good at melee, but getting stabbed down by pikes all over is not going to go too well for him. Some more breaking on this side. Guards of Warthank, I've said before in my last video I was a bit disappointed with them. Won't be choosing them anytime soon, but Guards of Warthank will be able to do some damage to these hairy land. Snag of skirmishers have appeared. They're going to be unloading all their javelins. We've got a Hiri Lang that has managed to mix right into the Snag of skirmishers. He will kill quite a few of them, I suspect, but he's surrounded by 5 right now, so every time they come in, they're losing another few guys, and I think that might be him. Yeah, he's down to 2. That's really not so great. Now those pikes are struggling now. No, they were struggling for a time. No, good. So he's run out of ammunition, and he is coming at me now. So I'm going to slow it down a bit, try and really explain, because I do have a few weird things here. Corsair infantry. They're out of ammunition. I'm not really too worried about losing them. What I was trying to achieve there was getting around the back of these nomadic raiders, trying to just wipe out this unit immediately. But they're already wavering. They've got a lot of scary guys coming at them from the back as well. They've gone down to shaking, broken. Yeah, they're wiped out. So that was a bad move. Something I noticed as well. Mirkwood put his general inside of the Ents, which you do see that happening on occasion. A lot of people putting their general inside of a unit of trolls and stuff. But I never like to do that. You're throwing your general into the most dangerous place in the battlefield, which is often where you put your units like trolls and Ents. Corsair crossbows. Yeah, announcer's not too happy with my chances at the minute. But Corsair crossbows, I'm mainly wanting to target units like Brotherhood of the Sword, but there's only one guy in that unit firing. I think it was probably because I had given them the order to retreat. I want them to get behind the line. They are big damage dealers right now. But something I do have a superiority over here is I have pikes. He doesn't. He's not going for any halberds apart from the Storm Guard, of course. Corsair infantry, really just trying to mix it up with the nomadic warriors for a little bit, just while I can organize my pikes, because I've got the numbers. I really felt that let him make the engagements and then I can come around. I'm under no pressure. The only thing that's going to be pressuring me is this cav. Now I was kind of kicking myself because I sent these pikes forward and I saw them moving, and I could have just grabbed my pikes, turned them around, and instead sent, say, a unit of this beefy unit of Corsair Savages. Could have sent them in their place. But no. Instead, I guess I wanted to see how Corsair Savages could deal with this charge. Answer is not very well. But they take the charge, and they do lose a lot of guys, but those axes return with a brutal swing, because I did countercharge, and they're down to 11, but they come back again. Brother, oh, not a lot of them, though. They do, well, yeah, no, they just, even though they're routing, managed to slip right through this line. The Cataphracts mincing a hole there, trying to trap him. He just threads the needle. Neurad Retainers, I wasn't as worried about them, but I did need to wipe them out. Actually, no, that wasn't that charge. Yeah, again, this is a situation I do talk about a lot with just turning your pikes around to face an enemy, but then they're getting killed by whatever's in front of them. Of course, their fencers turn them on fire at will, of course, and they did hurt those Neurad Retainers quite nicely, and that charge will scare them off. Varia Cataphracts, I continue on with that. They're, of course, a unit that throws before charging. They're not really dedicated skirmishers, so you've got to keep an eye on them. They're fast. They are so quick. They're outrunning those. Cataphracts. That's really cool. It's like in Shogun 2 when you give your Yari samurai the rapid advance trait, and they can just outrun horses. Yeah, Corsair. Oh yeah, so I'm engaging them here. So the right flank is where I have a lot more of my power. It's not how I planned it out, but it's how I ended up engaging. I've got both my Corsair fences over here on the right, and he's actually got, well, he's got Brotherhood of the Lance coming in again. I needed to turn around for that. I absolutely needed to, and I was quite glad I did. Killed a lot of his guys, gets away, he's still got 6. Nope, they're going down, there's 2 left now. 1. And he didn't rout. I was surprised by that. He went down from 10 to 1. And didn't run away. I guess it is because I don't have the Corsair fencers around. They're pretty scary. You know, all these units are pretty basic, and he feels brave enough to stand. So that was Mirkwood admitting defeat over here. I don't think he really had too much left on the field. Yeah, no. Maybe these guys could have come back, but possibly not. But I was feeling at this. Yeah, dear. Yeah, I was seeing this happen in a video recently. I've never really seen this glitch before, but it is very intimidating. Yeah, nice, very cool. But no, I do enjoy watching graphical glitches. It's just fun to see. So I see him advancing here. I'm getting scared because I'm going to deal with these guys, and then he is going to be set up right on the top of that hill. And I think that was kind of his original plan. So I don't do it yet, but soon I get a unit of Corsair, just standard Corsairs. I get them freed up, and I just run them on top of that hill, just to slow him down. Just if he tries to run up, yeah, it's these guys. 108 Corsairs. Not going to kill many Urukai, but it means he can't just run these crossbows up by themselves. He's got to wait for the rest of his army, just buying me a little bit more time. The Storm Guard here. Victory is certain. They're more than happy to just be surrounded by all my pleb tier infantry. Something I noticed now, I'm not sure where, I think you can sort of see it in these guys. One of these units, I believe it is these guys here, I know it is one of them on the left, is actually not in phalanx formation. I took it off phalanx formation so that I could chase Cav around. I forgot to put it back on, which I think that definitely resulted in a lot more casualties than it should have. Well, than I really should have allowed. Corsair fencers unloading a javelin volley into the back of the Storm Guard. Just fastest way to sort of deal with them. They've still got quite a lot of ammunition, so I'm happy enough to do it. But apart from that, I'm just getting all of my men into positions to surround what's left of the Storm Guard. And balance of power is getting a bit closer. And as for numbers, so these Storm Guard are the last units that Khand has in the field. I'm saying that no, there's a few Spear Guard there, or Brotherhood of the Spear even, but they're routing it. Actually, that's the sword. Yeah, Brotherhood of the Sword. Yeah, these guys just running up. I didn't actually notice that he pulled them away, so I just had them continuing to run up. My focus was here. But I've got numbers. I outnumber the Urukai massively. Well, let's sort of have a look and see what they've got. They've got the Snagga Skirmishers out of ammunition. They're just fodder. They're going to slow me down. Urukai crossbows, didn't know how much ammunition they had left. There's still 30 of them. Over here, Urukai archers, I don't mind that. That's not really too scary to me. Although very few of my men are actually wearing armor, and very few of them have shields. So 12 archers in the late game could hurt me. Urukai infantry, I know they can definitely go toe to toe with my infantry, but I like the chances if I can get a charge off with my savages, I can cut through them quite easily. The Guards of Orthanc, very beefy unit, you can see a lot of them are bloodied, but still a lot of boys left. Out of everything though, it's the Nazhai, or Nazkai, that are frightening me. Again, very bloodied, probably lost a few wounds, but you can see some of them they look fine. And even if they are all on one wound, that's still 36 very good fighters that they can sort of outfight anybody out on the field. Corsair fencers are a lot more skilled than them, of course, but they're not. Even though the Corsair fencers, I would call them an elite unit. They're not. They're not top tier like the Nazhai. So that's the Storm Guard wiped out. Their general falling sort of triggers a rout. I should state Master Guy unfortunately lost connection about, I would say maybe about 300 frames ago. So I had to kick him out of the game. So that was too bad. I would have liked him to sort of be here all the way through. But so I grab everything I've got now, and I start sending it over. I felt I've got the archer advantage. Most of my men here are out of ammunition, with the exception of my crossbows. I've got this unit of crossbows here, and I've got the crossbows coming down from the hillside. Wherever they are. Yes, 29. So, I outnumber them by about 2 to 1 in terms of crossbows. And then archers, I think I outnumber them in archers as well. Very, very little ammunition. Are they coming down from the hillside too? No, they're not. They're somewhere. Oh, they're all the way back here, yeah. 54 Corsair archers. Even though they've got their swords out, they do have ammunition left. They were engaged in melee, and I've not told them to fire at anything. So we'll jump into to 2 speed now. So he's got himself a nice little position here. But as I say, a position doesn't really matter if you have to be pushed. Well, if you have to attack from it. The pikes, I outnumber him with pikes as well. Now his pikes are far better than mine. Something I wasn't actually looking at though is a lot of his men are quite tired. I thought his men were very fresh, whereas in comparison to that, a lot of mine are winded, warmed up, you're seeing tired, whereas these pikes are still very tired. It's quite surprising. You know, he's been sitting here for game time about sort of 3 or 4 minutes. You know, maybe that's an exaggeration, but at least sort of 4 minutes, and those boys haven't really recovered too much. If I'd given him a bit more time, you know, it definitely would have helped. So, I'm forming up, and he actually moves down his crossbows to engage me, which is smart. You know, I'm not ready to attack him yet, so why not? Opens fire with his crossbows. A lot of my Corsair archers going down, but his main focus are my pikes. I've got 90 pikes there, and then 2 units of, well, 15 and 14. Soon to be 14 there, I'm seeing guys taking some shots. So I need to respond with that. So I charge my crossbows forward, and then I see these Snagga Skirmishers. He's pretty smart, you know, just trying to get them forward to see. Oh, that's kind of, maybe 1 or 2 of them does have a javelin left. Interesting. But yeah, I feel armor upgraded Corsair archers outnumbering Snagga Skirmishers. That was an easy. Yeah, that was not an issue. So I did that, and then I let them sort of chase them around. Then what my plan was after that was to take them around the back here, so that when the main engagement's going on, it's just a unit of Corsair archers, but I can rear charge them with some Corsair archers and just spook them, or maybe make him dedicate a unit to come after me. The Nazhai, however, are moving around. You know, he's obviously got sort of the same plan as I do, and those Nazhai are going to cut my Corsair archers to pieces. But I see this, these 4 guys coming in, just killing off some crossbows. Just didn't notice them crossing the field. Oh! Alright, oh that was him, I thought that was one of my guys that was friendly firing. But no, that guy absolutely point blanked the Uruguay infantry there. They're running forward, so he needs to make sure to get them back into formation, which usually if you're not me you will remember to do that. The crossbows were obviously pretty low on ammunition, so I see him advancing and I meet him with some savages. Get a good charge off, start cutting through these crossbows. The Guards of Orthanc though are no match for them over there. My pikes though, outnumbering massively these 26 pikes, so I should be able to do alright there. The infantry. The infantry came around here as well, and I thought what I want to do is wipe that out first. So I just turned my archers around, and then even, you know, with a side charge from my savages, managed to take them out too. The big loop around with my fencers there. They've still got another volley. Pikemen here, Guards of Orthanc, more than happy to just cut through some crossbows that have been caught up and some savages. Corsair infantry coming in from the side. Not really a match for the Guards of Orthanc. Announcer's still not very happy. The Nazhai here, mixing it up between the Corsair savages and the archers there. Still hurt, definitely. Corsair savages do have the armor piercing ability to at least hurt the Nazhai, but they're going to be going down with just about every swipe. As will the archers. Yeah, you're seeing this line is just getting mowed through, but if I can hold them in position while I win this battle, then that's the important bit. Pikes are now totally surrounded. They're going to be starting to fall soon. This side here is really falling away a bit. That was good. Guy got 2 stabs in before somebody hit him. Apart from that, how many more of these? Yeah, 33 Guards of Orthanc now. That's down from about 50 very recently. So I got a good volley in with the Corsair fencers, and then they're moving into. I do like Corsair fencers a lot. Like, as I say, I think I don't actually like using them too much. I like throwing them into fights. I like that they do have a throwing weapon, and I like their aesthetics as well. So Guards of Orthanc really starting to struggle now, as all the pikes, because I've got some decent quality infantry and a lot of it. Well, decent quality infantry and then a lot of chaff just to take the attention. Corsairs, they are, you know, standard infantry, light infantry, very poor quality light infantry, but yep, they're going to be able to go toe to toe with what's left of these archers over here. Trying to silence what's left of these archers. How are the Nazhai getting on? 26. So we are dealing losses to them, but that was at least 90 Corsair savages in the beginning, and they've been taken down to 10. And we've delivered about 10 losses to the Nazhai. As for the archers, I couldn't even really say. I don't actually think the archers have taken too many losses. The savages have definitely made their way up to the front of the fight. And that was that over there. So now it is just again a case of everything I've got all coming over here. I was quite surprised at the balance of power all the way through that. You know, I felt that, but I guess it is just the hit points of the Nazhai count for a hell of a lot. The hit points of the Guards of Orthanc count for a hell of a lot. And yeah, I just never seem to think that it treats Horde as a valid strength, you know. But yeah, so I really wanted to just do some Corsair fighting, because I used them a lot in the last patch, and I was quite sad. I like that they've been taken away from the Umbar roster. I like that Umbar has become very much a black Numenorian army rather than a Corsair savage army. You know, it does feel better that that's the case now. But I do miss the Corsairs, and I do like to play matches just with specials turned on sometimes, even if even if it does lead to far less sort of balanced situations. But no, it was a fun little fight. I had more numbers. I had about 1,000 more people than the closest opponent there, which is Bayon. Bayon, sorry. Yeah, almost 1,000 more. Yeah, but lost about the double. But that's fair. And I didn't actually look at my kills. Sort of just ended this. I've got something to do soon, so I really wanted to get this filmed up so I can get uploaded while I'm doing that. Corsair Fencers doing a lot of my killing there. Crossbows, yeah, a lot of strength from those crossbows. One of them was tied up in melee. I think that was him, so he wasn't able to really use very much of the ammunition. Archers and the infantry. Yeah, you can see the... Actually, wow, these archers racked up a lot of kills. For sure, that was up against the nomadic raiders. You know, very, very squishy boys. I think I was killing a lot more nomadic raiders than I felt I was. You know, the horde of nomadic raiders just didn't seem to go down. But I think I was killing off quite a few of them. Corsairs, for being incredibly cheap, they served their purpose. They were kind of... Since I didn't really have a Corsair spearman, they kind of served the purpose of taking charges. Kind of like how the undead use zombies in Warhammer Total War. You know, you just throw them in front of your units to take a cav charge rather than actually fending off a cav charge. Corsair Savages, as 6 of them did, they actually didn't get many kills, did they? That's quite surprising. But I guess... yeah, that's pretty strange, but no, I guess it makes sense. I went up against less armored faction being canned, so that's fair enough. That they kind of got on the same lines as the blooming Corsairs, so that's okay. And some of them got very unlucky in the back with receiving charges. Then pikes there, 4 of them they did a lot of my killing. Khan didn't have any pikes. He didn't bring any pikes to the field, so that really benefited me. And then also just vastly outnumbering Baywin's pikes. So no, I do enjoy free-for-alls. I don't play them too much. Not as much as I'd kind of like. I think free-for-alls can often turn just naff when everybody sort of sits in a corner, but no, they can be fun when everybody sort of really tries to participate. That's all I think I've got to say. So yeah, thank you very much.